colon, and then we'll do the minutes, date dot get minutes. And we'll do the seconds as well. So date minutes. This is kind of long. Put another colon and then plus date dot get seconds. Alright, so that should do it for the timestamp. Okay, so there's no logic in this function. It's basically just going to return a string with some date information. Alright, so next we have our final function, which is going to be the new note function, and that's going to run when we click the button to create a new note. Okay, so up to this point our app isn't going to work yet. Okay, we need that new note, so function new note excuse me, and we're going to say variable note. We're going to instantiate a note object, new note, note.id. Note.id should add to the highest ID. Alright, so if you create a new note, and let's say the last note that you created was 2, then the next one should be 3. Alright, so next we'll do the timestamp. Mote, no, we want note. Note timestamp. We're going to create a new date object, and we're going to get the time. Get time. And let's see, the left, we'll say note dot left position is going to be basically random. So we're going to use the math object, round, we'll use the round function, and then we're going to pass in math dot random, and we are going to multiply that by 400, and we're going to say pixels, and for the top we're going to pretty much do the same thing. Okay, we'll change this to top obviously, and let's do 500. Alright, so that's that. Let's do the z-index. Note dot z-index is going to be equal to the highest z plus 1. And then we're going to call note dot save as new, which we created above. Alright, so that's the new note function. Alright, so that looks good. Let's save this. Now the last thing we want to do here is after the script.js, I'm going to create a new script tag, and I just want to add an event listener, and what I want to do is I want to listen for the load event, and when we run that load event we're going to run the loaded function, which is right here. Okay, and this will do what we need it to do. We'll load notes, create the table. Okay, so let's do that. And we're going to just make sure the DB, the database, is not null. Right, so if actually, you know what? We should do this in the script file. Yeah, let's do that. So way at the bottom, I'm going to say if DB is not equal to null, then we want to document add event listener, and the event we want is load, and the function we want to run is loaded, and we want to pass in false. Alright, I'll save that. Alright, so let's try this out. We'll most likely have to do a little bit of debugging. Okay, let's get the console up and running. Alright, so we have an unexpected token on line 55. Okay, 55. Okay, it looks like we have some kind of it looks like we have a period here. This needs to be a semicolon. And let's make sure we have all our commas as well after all our functions here. Looks good. Alright, so that looks good. So let's save this and try it again. Okay, unexpected token this on 148. Oh, we don't have an equal sign. Alright. Okay, 203. Unexpected parentheses on 203. Okay, we got on key up. Oh, we didn't specify a function. Oh. Alright, so that should do that. Save. Alright. Okay, so we click this and we get create element is not defined. 36. Variable edit equals create. Oh, we need our document dot create element. Alright. Alright, so our note has been created, and down here we get undefined is not a function, line 156. Okay, save as new function, this dot timestamp equals. Alright, we just need to add parentheses for date. Okay, we'll save that. Okay, add new sticky, gets added. Okay, it's not moving. It is closing. It is adding, but it's not moving when we drag it. And we're not getting any errors, so let's just take a look at that. We want to look around, either mouse down. Alright, so it looks like we have capture, and I believe it should be captured. Yes, it should have a D on the end of it. Alright, so let's try that. Okay. Let's add a new sticky. Alright, so it's moving on the x-axis, but it's not going up or down, and I can't let go of it either. So let me just check this again, and we should have returned false here as well. Alright. Okay, this still got an issue here somewhere. And here's a big issue. We have offset right. Okay, this should be offset top. And I just want to search for any other rights that I might have had. Okay, so that's good. Alright. Alright, so the sticky shows up. We can move it all around, but when I let go of my mouse button, it doesn't put it down. Alright, so we still have an issue, so I'm going to get out of that, and we want to look at on mouse up. So let's see, mouse move. Oh, okay, we have mouse over handler here. We need mouse move handler. Okay, so alright, so hopefully that does it. Okay, let's add a sticky. Alright, so now we can move it around, we can drop it. Alright, cool. So let's open up the console. Now, alright, now it's not letting me type inside of it. Alright, so I want to check for that content editable attribute, which is right here. Content editable equals false. When I click on it, it should turn to true. So let's look at the click event. On note click. Alright, so that looks fine. We might have an error in the actual constructor. Mouse down, click. In the save soon function, I don't think this is the issue, but I don't think this is right. Let me just put this all in one line so you get a better look. Alright, so we don't want that. We don't want that semicolon. Okay, so that looks good. Actually, if we look at the edit, it looks like we set the attribute content editable to false. We don't want that. We want it set to true. Okay, so that definitely should be the issue. Okay. Alright, so now we can edit inside. Now let's test if we'll test for save. Alright, so we should be able to reload. Alright, so something's going on with the saving. Let's go ahead and look at the resources tab. Okay, the note test, nothing's being saved. Okay, so we can type it out, that's fine, but when we reload it's gone. So that looks like the last issue we have. So let me just pause this and see what's going on. Alright, so I think I found the issue. If we go to our console and let's try to add a new sticky, we type something and you can see down here it says undefined is not a function, and that's on line 39. Okay, line 39 is right here. Alright, now the issue is that this self.onKeyUp, this onKeyUp function should start with a lowercase o. And another one is down here in our save as new method, if I can find it. Alright, so save as new, and where we're specifying the values here, this Z index, the I should be uppercase. Alright, and I'm also going to put these on the same line. Alright. I also just cleaned up the code a little bit. For instance, in the note function in the constructor, I put up all of the add event listeners all on the same line just to make it look a little nicer. Alright, so if we save that, okay, so we reload and immediately there's an empty sticky waiting for us on the page. Let's say this is a test. Okay, let's just add another one just for the heck of it. Alright, so now if we reload, they're still there, and if we go to look in our database, you can see we have note test, my stickies table, and then we have two rows for each of the two notes. Okay, ID, note, timestamp, left and top positions, and the z-index. All right, and even if we leave the browser completely and then go back to it, they're still there. All right, so, and make sure they close all right. All right, so that concludes our Stickies application.